Hello, welcome to the Great Hope channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Bufanto, Castle Above the Clouds and the Magic Fountain. Legends of the Nations, Cyprus. In the distant past, on top of a high mountain, covered with white clouds, there was a magnificent stone castle called Bufanto. A beautiful castle with a glorious history, full of various events. In this beautiful and impregnable castle lived a princess named Helena. Helena was very kind and had eyes the color of the beautiful Mediterranean Sea. But unfortunately, for some time now, the princess had been looking very sad and depressed. The reason was that she had contracted a strange skin disease that caused red spots to appear on her hands and face. The doctors in Kyrenia had been unable to cure, so she had come to this remote castle to be in peace and away from the prying eyes of others, and to be able to rest. Helena lived alone in a part of the castle. Because this strange disease was contagious, no one went there to visit her, and only the food and supplies she needed were left by the guards behind her room door. Therefore, Helena's only friend in that castle was her faithful dog Bello. Like her owner, Bello was not feeling well. The good and loving dog had also caught that strange disease and was constantly scratching his skin, and no longer entertained the princess with his usual joy and playfulness, and was always lying listlessly in a corner. One morning when Helena woke up, she felt something strange had happened. She noticed that her dog was impatient to go out. The princess opened the door and the dog left the room, and a little later she saw through the window that Blue, although he was lethargic, was moving slowly and with difficulty towards the back door of the castle. Helena opened the window and said in eyes, "Blue, where are you going, boy?" But without reacting, Bello went through the stones beyond the wall and disappeared. Helena was a little worried and waited anxiously for her only friend to return to that big castle. A few hours later, Bello returned. Helena felt that her dog was behind the door of the room. Yes, it was true, Bello had returned. The princess rubbed her eyes when she saw Bello and looked in surprise. Bello's tail was wagging happily, and she was looking at her owner with excited eyes. And it was as if she wanted to talk to him and give him good news. The spots on his body had become a little lighter. The next day and the day after that, the same thing happened. Every morning, Bello disappeared, and when he returned, he looked fresher and brighter. The princess, who was very curious, decided one day to go after her dog. She put on a scarf and hat and walked carefully behind Bello. After a while, they reached the top of a high, steep rock. Bello went down the cliff, through wild bushes, until she came to a secret cleft between two other large rocks. Helena also struggled through the gap, and suddenly her eyes were dazzled by the beauty there. A unique and very beautiful sight. There was a small secret garden in the middle of which a clear spring emerged from the heart of the rock. The spring water shone like a diamond in the sunlight. Bello happily jumped into the water and started swimming and playing. Helena was a little scared at first and tried to pull her dog out of the water. But when she saw the dog's joy and enjoyment, she gave up. The princess stepped forward with doubt and caution. She slowly dipped her hand into the cool water of the spring. She felt the water caress her skin like soft silk. It gave her a very pleasant feeling, and after many years she felt a taste of peace and contentment again, so she washed her face and hands with that magical water. Suddenly, a strange feeling took over her whole body. It was as if all her fatigue and pain were washed away by the flow of water. It was a beautiful feeling that she didn't want to end. But Bello came out of the water and made her way back to the castle. The princess inevitably accompanied her dog. When Helena returned to the castle, she immediately went to the mirror, closed her eyes and stood in front of the mirror with a feeling of fear and trepidation. She looked at herself in the mirror and then cried with all her being. The red spots had disappeared and her skin had become clearer and more beautiful than ever. Bello no longer scratched herself, and happily running around the room and playing. The princess and her dog were healed by the grace of the kind and forgiving God, and it was a beautiful miracle of nature that a spring of pure and holy water had been formed with the help of that spring. The news of the healing of the princess and her heroic dog reached the whole city. After that, Helena ordered a place for travelers to rest in that beautiful spring, so that anyone who was tired or sick could use that magical water to heal and relieve their pain. Even today, if you go to the mountains of Cyprus, the castle of Bufanto still stands there like a strong and proud fortress on top of the mountain. And the wind that winds through its stones seems to whisper the story of Helena, that kind princess, and the smart dog named Bello, who did not despair and together were able to overcome pain and suffering and find the way to health. According to local lore, a Byzantine princess suffering from a severe skin disease was exiled to the remote Bufanto castle. She had a loyal dog who also suffered from a similar skin condition. The princess noticed that the dog disappeared every day and returned wet, with its health rapidly improving. She followed the dog and discovered a hidden spring. After bathing in the water, both were miraculously healed. In gratitude, the princess built a monastery on that very spot. This monastery is known as St. Chrysostomos, Agios Ionis Chrysostomos, and is located on the southern slopes of the Kyrenia, Pentadactylos mountain range. In the 11th century, it houses very precious frescoes. Bufanto Castle, standing 950 meters above the monastery, is famously called the Castle of Winds due to the strong gusts at its peak. Today, this area is one of the most beautiful hiking trails in Northern Cyprus. The spring mentioned in the legend still exists near the monastery. Although the monastery is in a restricted or protected area, its architectural grandeur and the breathtaking view from Bufanto Castle remain a reminder of the power of faith and nature in the island's history. The name Bufanto has Italian roots, meaning defier of the winds, fa di vento. Hikers believe that climbing to this castle is the most challenging among the 3 mountain castles of Cyprus, but the panoramic view is worth every single step. Bufanto. The legend of healing. Step into the mystical mountains of Cyprus and discover the enchanting legend of Bufanto, the Castle of Winds. This moving tale follows Princess Helena, a kind-hearted soul with eyes the color of the Mediterranean, who is forced into exile due to a mysterious illness. Solitude of the stone castle above the clouds. Helena's only companion is her loyal dog, Bello. When Bello discovers a secret, shimmering fountain hidden among the steep rocks, a miracle begins to unfold. Inside this ebook, you will find a heartwarming story of friendship, faith, and the healing power of nature. Beautifully illustrated scenes of the historic Bufanto Castle. The historical background of the St. Chrysostomos Monastery and its connection to this ancient lore. Experience a journey to one of the most breathtaking peaks of the Mediterranean through the eyes of Omid.